another person to impose a set of values on you. Because having a positive identity and a solid identity is a defense against being penetrated by alien forces. A positive identity functions to locate us in the world, in space and in time and in history. A positive identity gives us a sense of purpose and a sense of direction. A positive identity provides us with self-knowledge and direction. A positive identity provides us with a sense of belonging. When we say we are African, we are not merely identifying ourselves as individuals. We indicate that we belong to a people, to a culture, to a nation, that we belong to a system of values, a system of perception, a system of behavior, folkways and mores. A system, an identity permits us to cooperate with other people. It permits us to understand what role we must play within a particular group. An identity permits us to know our own interests. An identity permits us to provide ourselves with an evaluative system, permits us to evaluate what is going on in the world. An identity provides us with a defense against possession. I've often said that we cannot be African and be slaves and subordinates of other people at the same time. We cannot be fully identified and at one with our African identity and be subordinate to another people. The European, of course, recognized this immediately. That is why when we talk about our slave history, we often talk about the destruction of African culture. We talk about the rewriting of Black history as an attempt, again, of destroying the African culture and then African personality. We recognize that the destruction of that personality, the separating of us from our culture, the separating of us from our history, is a separation of us ultimately from our identity. It means a split and a schism is created in the personality. When a schism and a split is created in the personality, the individual is made exceedingly uncomfortable. It is the first rule of brainwashing. When you wish to brainwash a person, when you wish to transform their personality, you break them from their old personality. You break them from their old jewelry. You make them question and doubt their previous culture, their previous learning. When you get them to begin to doubt themselves, when you get them to reject their culture, when you get them to see their past lives as negative, when you get them to feel ashamed of that past life, when you get them to feel guilty of that past life, and any good brainwasher knows this, and you check out the Moonies and any other brainwashing organization, you will see this process being put forth. Once you get that, the individual then is left in a tremendous state of confusion, in a tremendous state of ambivalence. That state is painful. It motivates the individual then to seek some kind of relief, to seek some way out. Then it becomes the function of the brainwasher to say, if you follow my way, if you accept my definition, if you do it the way I say do it, if you look at it the way I say look at it, if you value it the way I say value it, then you will feel better. See how happy we are, often in these quasi-religious brainwashing places, you see the people running around smiling and they're all glory and they're all happy and they're all loving and they're all, and here's this confused person cut off from family, cut off from his community, cut off from everything he's known, and is filled with pain, and yet these people seem to be so loving, they seem to be so brotherly, they seem to be so sisterly. Then let me get what they have. And of course, these people are here to say, see, if you thought the way we thought, if you look at things the way we look at it, you'll be happy, you'll be one, you'll be accepted. Then also the individual then accepts the values and the orientation of the brainwashing group and then becomes a part of that group. The splitting then of the African personality is a necessary process in inculcating into that personality an alien personality, an alien spirit, creating the personality of servitude. It makes possible then, in that African personality, that is the split African personality, makes it was then for the African to begin to believe the lie, to accept the European distortion, to accept European reality, to accept then the stereotypes the Europeans have projected. And it's very interesting as you ride the subways today, and it becomes an embarrassing event to watch our youngsters use the degrading term they use again and again, so loudly, so unselfconsciously. When I grew up, the idea of using this term in public, the idea of letting white folk hear you using that term, letting any other group of people hear you referring to yourself by that term, was unbelievable. But now this seems to be the coin of the realm. And we hear it all the time. Yeah, that nigga did this, that nigga that. It just goes again and again and again. People must have been destroyed in many ways to talk about themselves in public and to be this way so loudly and so clearly. You must then break the African person from his African identity in order for this to happen. And this, of course, is what happens. Nature abhors a vacuum, we say. In other words, where there's a vacuum, there's an attempt for that vacuum to be filled in some way or another. And of course, we see that when we suck sodas with a straw, we create a vacuum, of course, and that vacuum sucks into it whatever we are drinking. When you create a vacuum in the personality, separating the African personality from his African identity, then there is an attempt for that personality to suck into itself something else, to fill its emptiness. When the European then is in control of information, when the European is in control of so-called knowledge, when the European is in control of so-called reality, in control of definition and so forth, it will be these things that are sucked into the African personality. When the European projects lies as truth, there will then be these lies sucked in to the vacuum of the split African personality and accepted as truth. And then this personality, these sucked in lies, these sucked in perception, these sucked in distorted views of reality, will take on a life of their own. They will take on a structure and an organization and represent themselves as a personality. At that point, the African personality becomes possessed by the spirit. It's when we hear, as I said earlier, about the black boys and our children talking that language on the subway and speaking the way they speak. In a way, it is not they who speak. It is the spirit in them that speaks, using their mouths, using their body. When they then believe the lies that they cannot learn as well or better than any other people, when they are afraid to try, when they are afraid of failure, when they are afraid of success, when they are afraid to challenge the European. You see, we talk about racism, but I don't think we are yet really ready to do something about it. Because doing something about it in the ultimate sense means preventing and neutralizing the perpetrators of racism. Ultimately, it means, ladies and gentlemen, removing the Europeans' ability to perpetrate racism in the world. Not getting the European to love us, not getting the European to so assimilate with us or to accept us, but getting the European in a position where no matter how scandalous he is in terms of us, he can do a doggone thing about it. Because we then have the power in and of ourselves to defend ourselves against his insult and against his slander. Ultimately, then, the removal of racism for the world would mean the ultimate neutralizing of European power. But many of us are not ready yet to take on that task. Many of us are still afraid that we are not up to that task, that we cannot defeat the European, that we cannot neutralize the European. So we have opted for some kind of armistice, some type of suing for peace, some type of getting along, because we figure that is the best that we can do. Then in this sense, then we will be continued to be possessed by an alien spirit. And that alien spirit then will speak to us. When we then fail to believe in ourselves as people, it is because that spirit has taken over us And it says to us what the Europeans said: you can't succeed. You can't run the world on your own. You're incapable of having a culture. Without us, you wouldn't have VCRs. You wouldn't have TVs because you're not technical and you know you love it. You wouldn't have compact disc and you know you're into your music, you see. And you wouldn't have this and you wouldn't have that. Europeans are mathematically gifted and you are not mathematically oriented. And Jews can count money and you don't know how to keep money. That means that there's a spirit in us, and that spirit whispers to us. And it keeps us from attempting many of the things that we should attempt. This can only occur when we have been separated from our African selves.
Wouldn't you be surprised, brother, if you woke up and found out that this is the only life that you have and you are throwing it away? This kind of thinking that black folk have and poor folk have makes any ruling power think in continually and oppressive rules.
Yeah. Story of OJ. No, we're not talking about OJ. We're talking about the white man that he can say it's okay. Story of OJ. No, we're not talking about OJ. We're talking about the white man that he can say it's okay. He was allowed to. Look, you took out people but no longer using me. You said go free out the passing number 13. They took our soccer football that we couldn't see. No more picking cotton, but there were things we couldn't see.
Feeding yourself away from the only life you got in white folk. Know that this is the only life you got, and they're feeding you death day in and day out. That you're sitting around waiting on a mystery God to pop down from the sky and make life better for you.
Let it release the black hole, replace it with the black hole. Destroy our black hole, replace it with the black hole. Some say in my vein, cause this is the thing that get cold. There's no God but Allah, so I get some shit I can't hold. Story of OJ. No, we not talking about OJ. We talking about the white man and they say it's okay.
Some of you Muslims out of pain with time.
Story of OJ. No, we not talking about OJ. We talking about the white man and they say it's okay.
Got the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and won't get up and go to work and make a better life for yourself. You still working 9 to 5 for your own enemy and wondering why you're not making progress. You can never make progress working for somebody else. You can only make progress if you're willing to work for yourself.
Okay, let's travel back in time. The 13 of slavery to the ending of the crime. When the black folks got stand up for any little time. We are all serving, obey it in mind. Open up is open up. Open up your mind. Keep me, got me. Take this and rewind.
Peace, family. Welcome to the Rundown with Renee. I'm your hostess, Renee. And what's up? We back in here. It's been it's been a minute. It's been almost 2 weeks. So yeah, we're back. I'm back. And we're gonna get it in tonight. Blog Talk was playing crazy at first. Like, I was trying to call, and they weren't taking my call. It was saying some message. But anyway, I got in. We got in. We in here. And as per usual, let me see what's going on with my brother rocking with me, Psycho. Peace, Psycho. How you doing?
Peace. What's going on, Renee? How you doing?
Hey, I'm well. Did you have a issue with the
live stream?
Live stream?
Yeah, we back though. We ain't missed too much. Just some music in the beginning. We good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to everybody out in the chat listening. I appreciate y'all for coming in. For those who don't know, we live streaming on my channel, Psychopathiest. That's SYKOPATHEIST. Psychopathiest. So yeah, we got some interesting topics we want to talk about tonight.
We do. We really, really do have some interesting topics um, going on tonight. The way I titled it on the way I titled it on the flyer was, let me get it. I'm trying to recall. Oh yeah, let me say this too. Family, well, let me give y'all the topic first, and I'll say that. But the way I titled it on the flyer is, Sis, Me Too is not for you. And on the flyer, I have the sister Amara La Negra, because we're going to talk about her as well. But the little subtitles, or subtopics rather, how feminism and women's movements are bad for sisters in the black family. Then we're going to get into colorism, the Breakfast Club, and Amara La Negra. And then why I stand with Monique. Now, if anybody wants to get in on the conversation, you want to contribute to the conversation and give your 2 cents, you can call in. The call-in number is 319-527-6058, 319-527-6058, and press 1. And I see you on the line. I'm going to give to you in just a second, so just hang tight with me. But, yeah, call up. We're going to get it in. And, yeah. All right. So, the whole reason, I guess, why I wanted to talk about this whole feminist situation and these women's movements and different things. Recently, it was the anniversary of the Women's March on Washington. And, you know, if you guys don't recall, last year, you know, after Trump's inauguration, or during that time period, they had a march on Washington. And I think it was over 1 million. Was it? Do you remember, Psycho, the number? Was it like around 1 million or so? It was a lot of people. It was a lot of women. And they came. Do you remember, Psycho?
It's called the Million Women March, wasn't it? I don't know. Don't get me in line.
No, it was just called the Women's March. Now, they didn't go that far, but you know, they probably wanted to. But yeah, so with the Women's March, it was, I want to say, about 1 million women that showed up to march against Donald Trump. You know, he made a lot of different remarks, such as, excuse my French. Well, you want to say it, Psycho? One of Donald Trump's remarks.
Wait, I'm lost. What do you mean?
He made about women.
Oh, grab him by the pussy?
Yes. And so, yeah, so we all know that he said that. And, you know, we know a lot of different things about him, what he's had. He's been married 3 times. The wife he has now is a lesbian, billionaire prostitute, you might as well say. She did a lesbian, like, nude layout thing. And, you know, whatever. Anywho, and, so, yeah, then the other woman he was married to was his mistress. You know, she was messing around with him when he was married to the first woman. You know, he's done a lot of different things. Recently, which I thought was very funny, is this whole thing about Stormy Daniels. I don't know if you heard about that, Psycho, but no. It's where the money traced back, there was money traced back to a story surfaced that he had sex with this porno chick. Some porno heifer named Stormy Daniels. And however many years ago, but this is when his wife now was pregnant with their son. And so here he was running around schooling porn stars. And it was said that in 2016, that, during his campaign and all that, that there was a payment of $130,000 sent to this woman to try to keep her mouth shut about what happened. So it's like, this fool, he's just into everything. So, he doesn't respect women, what have you. So you had all of these women who congregated on, in D.C. And you had women's marches around the world, all supposedly in solidarity with the women. But one of the things that happened is it was a black woman who also helped to plan this whole women's march, the women's movement, whatever. And, overwhelmingly, of course, it was white women who showed up and showed out. Now, you had people like Alicia Keys, well, she's, biracial, but you had other black women, though, who came and who were supportive of this movement and who spoke and all of these kind of different things. But it's like when you sit back and you look at the situation, how do these things really help black women?
Right.
How is this helping the plight of black women and what it is that we go through? So just to give you an idea, you had, and actually I think I'm going to play this one clip, it's not long, and it's talking about, it's kind of telling you about the wave of feminism, I guess, as relates to black women. And I'm going to play this here in just a second. But the thing about it is, okay, so you have black women out here, you have black women supporting, and this is supposedly all about Trump. But guess what? 53% of white women voted for Trump.
Right.
53%, more than half of them voted for him.
Yep.
So what you have is a lot of lies and dishonesty coming from these white women. And let's be clear, white women are the largest demographic in this country. There are more white women than there are white men. So somehow still, though, they're a minority, okay? But they are the largest demographic in the country. So when you have, and then among white men, you have 60% of white men voted for Trump. And like I said, right behind that, you have 3% of white women who voted for Trump. Now, black women voted 93 or 96. I'm going to have to look it back up. But yeah, within that range, okay? So I'm going to say 94%, just try to call it somewhere in the middle, of black women, over 93%, I'll say that, of black women voted for Hillary. Now, y'all know, I'm not in support of Hillary or nothing like that, but you hear a lot of people who come at black folk about, oh, black people didn't vote. If black people would have voted, they did this and that. Well, the black folk that did vote overwhelmingly voted for the Democrat, as per usual, overwhelmingly voted for Hillary. And you had white women who sold black women out. White women sold black women out.
Always.
How is it that you have a white woman running Hillary Clinton to be the first president? Check this out, to be the first female president, okay, ever. Y'all, this feminism stuff and this and that, equal wages, equal this and equal, okay, y'all saying all that, right? So here you have a woman. Here she is. She's a white woman. She looks like you. She upholds you, I guess. But especially when you do it, unless we're thinking from a white woman's perspective, I know that's hard. We can't really do that. It won't allow. But I'm just saying, just for the sake of this situation. And so here you are. Okay, you a white woman. All right, you're against working class, middle, whatever. You got a white woman over here, first white woman, the first woman president, possibly. You got a man over here that says, what, Psycho?
Grab him by the pussy.
Who says that, right? You got a man over here you know is a damn dirty dog. You got a man over here who has no political record whatsoever. None. This man is on TV talking about you're fired on a damn reality show. Okay? He knows nothing about politics, running for office, campaigning, what he's supposed to do, what he's not supposed to do, how the government even runs. This man has no knowledge of any of that. Nothing. He's talking rarely, about the economics as far as the so-called middle class or working class people. But his own company, other companies that he has are in China and employ Chinese people. So if you're going to bring back jobs and make jobs, start with your own company. You got a man who got all these strikes against him. He's got a close friend who's a damn pedophile, a sex offender. He was wrapped up into a rape case of a 13-year-old girl that seems to go away. He has all of these different charges against him. It's over 15 white women who came out and said that he groped them. He did some type of sexual advance towards them that they did not want. It is known that when he had the teen pageants and the other pageants for young women, that he wanted it to where he could go backstage and walk through the women getting dressed and the girls getting dressed. Look it up. So these women were women, yeah, right? They know all of this and then some. They know all of this and then some. And they went and voted for him. How in the hell are black women aligning when y'all voted over 93% for Hillary, a white woman that looks just like them, and they voted 53% for Trump? How does that happen? So black women who are out here thinking it's cool to rock with these white women, thinking it's cool that, we have a common experience being women. No, we don't. No, we don't. Our experiences are totally different. The demographic that makes the least amount of money per hour in salary-wise is black women. White women make more than black women, and in many cases, substantially more than black women. Now, they don't make as much as their men, as much as white men do, but they make more than black women do. And in many cases, even sometimes more than black men do. Where is the equal pay for black women? I never hear that. I hear this thing of equal pay for women. Well, what women?
I know that's right.
If you've been fighting for feminism all of this time, and it's about woman power, well, then black women should be right on par with white women when it comes to how much we make. That should already exist. But it doesn't. With the issues that black women face, white women have no clue. 80%, I believe it's something like that, of white women are married. Or they get married. We know they're significantly lower for black women.
Yeah.
So you have white women in two-parent households with husbands who are the biggest earners, right? White men make more than everybody else. So you in the house with the man you say is oppressing you, who you want equal pay for, but the black woman is over here at the bottom not making as much as you, and then your man likes to look up her man. Your man likes to hunt her man, basically. You like to miseducate her children in school. You like to put them on medication.
Right.
You like to help funnel the school to prison pipeline. All of that works together in a circle, but black women are still out here aligning with white women. Why?
Good question.
She has ovaries and she has, okay. And but so what? It's not the same. Now, let me say this. I was listening to this one brother a while back, and he was talking about, feminism. He was talking about how it takes away from the black man, like black women in the feminist movement and things. And, I've always been against feminism. I've always been, against all of that. But to really think deeper and think critically about it, it absolutely does take away. Because what happens is the plight of the black woman is primarily because she's black. See, that's the problem, is they want to try to get you to think to prioritize your womanhood. How in the hell can I prioritize my womanhood when people first see me, they gonna see my skin color?
Right.
Just as you see me as a woman, you see me as a black woman. You cannot separate the two.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
So how can I prioritize something? But you see, I'm black though. And black will always trump being a woman because we're in a system of racism, white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
Black trumps everything. So if you black, you better get back. I don't give a damn. If you black, you better get back.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea, you got a lot of these young sisters, and this is who I'm seeing is who getting into this mindset, and it's sickening to me on so many levels. But it's a lot of young sisters coming up who are in college and things like that, and that's where a lot of this stuff, y'all, is where a lot of these young sisters get some of these ideas and things, because there's so many black women who are going to college, which of course, I don't knock that. That can be a very positive thing. But I know when I went to college, we were not on this type of stuff like this. And I went to an HBCU, but now you're having more and more of these young black girls in college and things who are getting hooked up to some of these white feminist types, and they're pushing this rhetoric, this homosexual LGBT rhetoric. They're intertwining blackness with being a woman, with the whole feminism thing, with the LGBT thing. They're intertwining all of these things. Let me tell y'all what they did too. I was looking at this little thing, basically supposedly showing all these women coming together, because that's a problem we have. We want to come together with all these races of people, and our priorities are at the bottom of the list and never get to those, right? But they had all of these different supposed to be examples of women. It was like a drawing. So they equated being a black woman, to being in a wheelchair, disabled, to being what do you call it? Like a little person, to being overweight, to being I guess Muslim, you know, they had on the head wrap or what have you, a job. They equated that to all of these different things. So it's like, oh, we're all one. Huh? So you trying to tell me that being a black woman is the same as somebody being in a wheelchair?
That's how they
Now, what is just a black woman in a wheelchair? Then what?
Yeah, I know, right? Then you're really screwed. But that's how they
They don't
equate
know
it,
what
though.
to do.
That's how they equate it, though. And I'm glad you mentioned how you know, these women got the game twisted, who think they're woman first and black second. Like they got the game twisted. They're confusing things because that's not how society is going to view you. You can try to, you know, trump your skin color, or try to make your gender trump your skin color, but the first thing they see when they see you is that you're black, and then they see that you're a woman. That's the first.
Right.
That's first and foremost. There's a reason why they call you a black woman and not a woman black. You understand? Because the first thing they see is you're black. You understand? They're going to acknowledge that they acknowledging that you're a woman, but they acknowledging that you're black first, and then you're a woman. So let's not get it twisted. So, you know, people got to stop living in these false realities that they create in their brain that, you know, skin color don't matter, it's about gender. Who lied to you? Somebody lied to you. I tell you, lied to you, these European feminists who got up in your ear and had you believing they bullshit because they just trying to further themselves. You know, they always use black people to further their movements. That's what Europeans do. And, you know, and they don't even realize they being had, and then it happens right in your face. I mean, look what they doing to Monique. Look what they doing to Monique. Where the white feminists at standing up for Monique for equal pay wages? Where they at? Where they at?
Right.
Like, it's a joke. Like, so, you know, wake up, ladies, wake up.
I'm telling you, black women, absolutely. Black women, wake up. A lot of sisters understand it, and they don't want to equate anything that's going on with them to white women because it's not the same. But it's still a lot of sisters out here who do fall for that whole woman empowerment thing. Yeah. Woman empowerment means white woman empowerment.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, what they will do is, as my grandmother always said, they always let a few through. So they will have a few strategic or a couple of strategic black women whom they will take and they will put in certain positions. You know, even look recently, even with Omarosa, right? Where were the feminists at for her?
Where were they?
Did they come out and say, did Trump do something wrong to you? Or Trump mistreated her because she's a woman? Or he wrongly fired her?
Yep, none of that. It was none of that.
Oh, okay. Where were the feminists at for the man, Hotsclaw, whatever? All those black women that he raped. When he was a police officer abusing his power.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so funny that these people come up missing whenever it's black women's real issues going on. They're nowhere to be found when it comes to that.
Right.
But when we're gonna wear these hats, you know those hats they were wearing. We're gonna go march against Trump. You're full of it. You're full of it. Because some of y'all lying. A lot of y'all lying because y'all voted for him.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of y'all out here lying. How the hell did all these women marching, all these women getting passed, and all this, but 53% of y'all voted for him, though? Somebody lying. And I don't see why more black women aren't asking that question instead of just going along with the flow. And then when people raise money, when they raise money for these different organizations, where is that money going for women? Then you have things like the Susan G. Komen situation, but why aren't they doing more for black women? Because black women get more radical breast cancer than white women do. And black women have a higher mortality rate from breast cancer than white women do. And it's usually caught at a more severe stage. There's so many issues that black women face in our communities, in our everyday, in the workplace, and these things are just not being examined. They're not being looked at if you really want to talk about being a woman. But the very reason they're not being looked at is because we're black. It's because we're black. You can't get around that, black women. You can't get around that key factor. They're not going to give you the ability to be equivalent to them and their men.
Never.
See, what they want to tell you is something like this. This is the scenario they kind of want, right? Like, you know, back in the day, you had where it was more, you know, black women who were going and cleaning white women's houses, like my grandmother did. And the equivalent today would be they want you to be able to clean their house for them, but they just gonna give you a few extra scraps. After that, we'll give you an extra couple dollars an hour, or we'll give you some extra food you can take home. They're not trying to give you the empowerment to be on their level so you can have one of them cleaning your house. They don't want you on that level. They want you to stay right where you at, and they'll give you a few little trinkets here and there to make it look like it's really something. No, they want you to stay washing their funky drawers, cleaning their house, cooking their food, taking care of their kids. They want you to keep doing all of that. You're not going to be on my level because I'm a white woman. But I'll pretend. So, recently, y'all know the whole thing with Oprah, which was a slap in the face to black women. And let me tell you why it's so dangerous. Her whole little speech she gave was so dangerous because what she did was she intertwined the plight of black women, especially trying to speak from a historical, record of the black women who were being raped and sexually assaulted by white men, during the Jim Crow era and all of that. So she took all of that, but then she twisted it, flipped it, and used it to empower white women. So you're going to take our pain that we had to endure in our families, in our heritage, you're going to take that pain and then twist it in a way to where that pain becomes beneficial, though, to white women. So you had the white actresses and Reese Witherspoon and all these, oh yes, yes, overcome. Because she was pushing their narrative for them, what they want. They didn't have to worry about the stuff that black women have had to go through, but you want the sympathy for it, if you want to put it that way, or you want the credit for the pain you didn't endure. The struggle of, being a white woman, and nobody is saying that they had perfect, nobody is saying that. But I'm for damn sure, and not having sympathy for them, Do you know what black women have gone through? And I'm supposed to look at these white women and shed a tear?
Hmm.
These same white men who are out here killing black men, who's oppressing you, who's oppressing us for real and everything. Honey, you in his pockets though.
Yep.
You married to him. You got children with him. When he died, you get his money. You benefiting off the oppression of black people and black women. You benefit from it. I don't see y'all giving that money back. Share the wealth. Since you want to talk all this talk, and feminism and equal pay, then share that wealth you got with black women. Since you so much about women, but you ain't gonna do that, though, are you? No. Recently, Gloria Steinem, and I think probably a lot of people know, but she's supposed to be like, I guess would that be the second wave or third wave of feminism? I guess third.
I think she's third. I think she's third wave.
Okay. She's supposed to be Queen Bee or whatever of third wave feminism. She's nothing but a CIA plant, okay? She did a lot of dirty things as relates to black women and black men, to sell an idea to black women that we were being oppressed by black men. It just was a lot of little dirty things that went on. They had a sister that they used behind this book to put this book out, and just a lot of things. So she's very dirty. And so somebody, I guess, interviewed her and asked her on about the whole Me Too thing. So I just want to read a little bit of this to y'all. This is from December 8th of 2017. Gloria Steinem says black women have always been more feminist than white women. Gloria Steinem has been at the forefront of American feminism for half a century, but she's never seen activism quite like today's Me Too movement. Clearly, at this point in time, we are gaining our voices in a way that has never happened before, says Steinem, the co-founder of Miss Magazine and Women's Media Center at the Massachusetts Women's Conference in Boston on December 8th. Many women, and can I ask you something? She got money. I'm going to go back to the story, but she got money and all this. Does she get it to black women?
I doubt it.
Oh, okay. Many women have found a sense of unity and purpose in the Me Too, a movement launched 10 years ago by Tarana Burke. See how they use black women? I'm going to get to that in a second, too. A black activist and energized this year in the aftermath of sexual harassment and assault allegations against Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein. But while Steinem is heartened by this moment, she believes the quest for gender equality will not succeed if the mainstream movement ignores an essential reality. Black women have always been at the heart of feminist activism. Speaking with American comedian and writer Phoebe Robinson, Steinem outlines the Me Too movement's blind spots, the importance of intersectional feminism, and how to continue dismantling sexual harassment and misogyny in the months and years to come. Remember black women's legacy. Okay. We are kind of at a tidal wave point right now. But we need to remember that this all started over 40 years ago with defining the word sexual harassment, Steinem told Robinson. In 1975, the term sexual harassment was coined by feminists at Cornell University. A few years later, feminist activist and lawyer Catherine McKinnon developed the legal framework arguing that sexual harassment was a form of sex discrimination. Then, Steinem continued, 3 black women filed successful sexual harassment lawsuits. 2 against the U.S. government, filed by Paulette Barnes and Diane Williams, and 1 against the bank, filed by Michelle Vincent. Vincent's case, accusing her former supervisor of repeated harassment and rape, eventually led to the Supreme Court's unanimous 1986 decision that sexual harassment was a violation of the Civil Rights Act. See, okay. All 3 of these women were black. And these black women now symbolize the fact that sexual harassment is certainly more likely to happen to people with less power in society than to people with more power, said Bynum. Remember, she said that. She went on to note that law professor Anita Hill, also a black woman, brought sexual harassment to the forefront of public discourse with her 1991 testimony against then Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas. Yet, more often than not, white feminism in mainstream American culture has overlooked the invaluable contributions of women of color. This injustice has led many, including Corinne Purtill, to rightfully charge that Me Too hijacks black women's work on race and gender equality. I agree with that, but I don't like the terminology used. But we're gonna get to that. Now this is a point here I want to get into. The next part is foreground intersectionality. Women of color fought the battles that brought society to this point, where even the faint hope of change seems possible, writes Purtill in court. To use their work without ensuring that this broken system is replaced with one inclusive of race, in addition to gender, is not partial victory, is complete failure. Bynum echoed the same message when Robinson asked whether today's feminists fail to uphold the importance of intersectionality, a feminist theory introduced by civil rights advocate and law professor Kimberly Crenshaw, also a black woman. Intersectional feminism examines the overlapping systems of oppression and discrimination that women face, based not just on gender, but on race, sexuality, not just on gender, but on race, sexuality, socioeconomic status, physical ability, and other marginalized identities. The problem, and what many feminists today are not saying, says Bynum, is that women of color in general, and especially black women, have always been more likely to be feminists than white women. And the problem I have with the idea that the women's movement or the feminist movement is somehow a white thing is that it renders invisible the people who have always been there. I'm almost done, y'all. If you don't believe her, consult statistics, says Bynum. In the early 1970s, when Ms. Magazine published its first national poll, over 60% of black women said they supported the women's movement and feminist issues. Just 30% of white women voiced support, says Bynum. Things aren't, and I don't believe those statistics, by the way. This is the CIA operative, okay? Anywho, things aren't so different today, Bynum explained, pointing out that the black women voted overwhelmingly for Hillary Clinton in the 2016 U.S. presidential election, while majority of white women voted for Trump, as I just said earlier. Bynum attributed part of the split to the way that married white women vote in the interest of their husbands. Bullshit, excuse my French. Income and identity, because that's what they're dependent on. No, they vote in support of their identity of being white, and they support a white supremacist.
Right.
These hoes can, I'm sorry, I'm getting off of the thing. These hoes, I'm going to read this last paragraph, then I want to get into what. Because then they go into this whole thing of raising our girls differently and our bodies belong to us and all of this other stuff. That is just their own, excuse my French, bullshit they adding into the mix. Okay, let me read this last paragraph here. Women of color, by contrast, are necessarily aware of systemic biases in their everyday life. They are far more likely to actively oppose oppression. Said simply, we are not born sexist or racist. Rather, systematic racism and misogyny socializes us, in Steinem's words, to believe that we are linked when in fact we are linked. Bullshit, excuse my French. Now, it's some very important and strategic things that were said in that article or whatever that I was just reading. And you see how they're trying to dump everything in one bowl. And again, this is why we cannot support this. Now, a lot of times they will use a black, just like anything, they'll use a black person to put their face on it and say, oh, see, well, they, see, a black person did it, they said it. So, in this case, you see that situation happening. Now, let's go back to when she talked about the 3 women who, initially, I guess, kicked off sexual harassment in 1969. With the first case, I believe. Now, the thing about it is that white women want to avoid is that black women were targeted, though, because they're black. Black women were targeted by white men to engage in sexual relationships with them, or that they were able to rope black women or talk to them sexually however they wanted to talk to them, or do to them what they wanted to do to them. And that this is not about, in my opinion, this is not about being a woman. It has to first be understood that they're black women. So a black woman can be abused sexually. She can have all of these things happen to her. You can't get to the other part once you have to go past the blackness first. So to then sit there, this shows you exactly how they hijacked this whole entire movement. Starting from sexual harassment. That these were black women who stepped forward. I'm damn sure that these were white men. But again, see how they try to lump black men in there too, by just trying to label it as men. Black men are not in a position to oppress black women. But when you're talking about, especially in these different jobs and things, and the people who are at the top, who have the decision making, who run things, who can hire, who can fire, let's be real. 9 times out of 10, those are white men. Not saying that it hasn't been black men in those positions, whatever. But that's going to be the exception and not the rule, okay? So you want us to throw men in this pile over here, including black men in that. When black men are not in a position to oppress black women, not within the employment, not within the workplace, not really in that manner economically. So that's the part that they leave out of this equation. So again, it's the taking of black women's pain, it's the taking of black women being sexually harassed, and taking that and then morphing it into a movement that best benefits you. That best benefits you as a white woman. They have put a white woman's stamp on this, when the black women have been the one most significantly who have endured the thing. I gave it to you right there. Right there in those stories of black women. You look at Anita Hill's situation, and there's a really good documentary on that whole thing. And I think it's called Anita Hill and Her Words or something like that. And I watched that documentary, and it was really interesting because it showed how with what she had gone through from that coon, now that was a situation where it was different. But again, that's the exception and not the rule. Okay, let's be clear. How many positions do you have when you have a white man? He might as well be. But when you have a black man like Clarence Thomas, who's in a position, you know, a high enough position to where he can really do some things, certain things. And also notice that I think when that whole situation, it was another woman who came out. They talked about it a little bit in the documentary, but it was another woman who came out, but she didn't want to be seen or nothing to do with it publicly, and it was the black woman. So here you had a black man who's in a certain position of power at that time, okay? And you know now he's on the Supreme Court, so he's really in a position. But you know, not really. But anywho, that's another discussion. But anyway, so he was in a position where he could really impose himself on her, and she was more of an underling to him. So he just do what he wants, but he targeted black women. He was targeting black women because he still even knew, even in what he was doing, he knew his boundaries. He knew his boundaries. He knew I can't really do that to them white women like that, even though you got this funky dog white woman at home. Plus, he still wanted a sister probably. But he was, I'm going to impose my will on these black women. They can't do nothing to me. And who will believe them? I'm over them. You know, they're nothing. They're black women. They down there. This is this coon type of mindset, in my opinion. So he was able to do stuff to her and talking about the pubic hair. And he was doing all kind of little nasty stuff, okay? He did all kind of things. So they used that situation, and you had now, which is the National Organization of Women, you had now come out and they hijacked that whole movement. You had to where when they had to go to do the proceedings about this, and they had to go in front of the Congress or what have you, they had to go and speak and all of that outside. It's the National Organization of Women, and they were pushing the lesbian stuff. It was all these lesbians out there. And men are this and men are that. All of these butch, use my French, butch-ass white women were out there. This woman ain't no lesbian. What are y'all doing? What? What are you doing? And so they use the black woman situation again, as I said, to morph it into something beneficial for them and their causes. LGBT and whatever else they want to tack on to it. So again, this is the way the game is played, and you have somebody like Gloria Steinem who still, to this day, her rhetoric, in my opinion, is divisive between the black man and black woman. She's trying to say these things, in my opinion, to incite black women to be like, oh, well, that's true. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Honey, she don't mean you know well. She don't mean you well. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's not the evil white man. It's the black man that's holding you down. Don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Don't pay no attention to him. It's the other man that's not behind the curtain. That's the one that's doing this to you. That's the one that's this. That's
right.
The one that's that. No, focus all your energy on him. Don't worry about this man. They're agents, man. Them feminists, they're agents. They're agents. Because whenever black women are, just like we said, whenever black women are in trouble, are in dire need of some feminist support, they never know where to be found. Crickets. Nope. The only time you see them with black feminists is when they're marching for their rights. And they got these little token black females up there pumping their fists and everything else, talking, acting like they fighting for the better good of sisterhood and everything. They done got indoctrinated with the bullshit. And then when these white women get what they want, they send you off back to the hood. with nothing. It's disgusting.
Michael, did you see any of the white feminists as far as Sandra Bland?
As far as Sandra, no, not none at all.
Oh.
At all, none.
That's interesting. I wonder, did Gloria Steinem, did she do something on that? Did she send money? What did she do? She got all this to talk. What was you doing about Sandra Bland? Did you use your power and your influence for that?
Right.
Think about it this way, y'all. This is how black women are duped in this, because think about it this way. We know that white supremacy is a team sport. Okay? So think of it like this. Although it is white men who are oppressing, well, it's white people who are oppressing everybody, but it's white men who are oppressing black women in these situations of sexual harassment primarily, overwhelmingly. It's white men. However, some of that attention has to be diverted, because why would you want your men to lose their money? You lose yours.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want your men being fully attacked, because that's going to affect your bottom line. Now, if we really took this to a for real racial thing, and it was about black men and black women together in solidarity, specifically about blackness, not about no damn white women and feminism, not about no damn immigrants, and no. Strictly about blackness, not no people of color, not no disabled and this and that. No, about blackness. How you think them white women would take that? If we really got on our stuff, black people, and black women
fight against
really
us.
coming out
They
about how
attack
these
us.
white men do, how you think them white hoes would take that?
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna ride with you against a men. See, that shows you. It's only but so much. It's only but so far they're gonna go. See, they want they want certain attention from them. It's basically them fighting with each other, but they're gonna use black women the best way they can.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's where it shows you they're gonna go but so far, because they really don't want black women to tell it like it. They don't want the real hardcore truth about these nasty bastards and what they do and what they've done to black women. They don't want that real hardcore. Let's keep it light a little bit. And so every now and then, like you have now this whole Me Too thing, they will use, because that's part of white supremacy, okay? And sometimes you will have some of your own that are casualties, but all of that is for the greater good. All of that is then for the benefit, for the continuation of white supremacy. See, sometimes that's necessary, but notice this. Let me bring this to you. Now, you had these names, these white men being called out and this and that, but then you notice they kind of deflected in with Russell Simmons. They spent some time on him. They had his so-called accusers on, what's this, the chick from Fox News? Honey, they spent some time into him, okay? Which he's down with them, so he deserves what he gets, okay? I'm not riding for him. I'm just saying. But notice this. Okay, you had the whole situation with Bill Cosby, right? They had a whole cover of, was it Time? I can't remember what magazine or whatever, but they had the whole cover filled with all of the women, right? Just to try to give you this visual to further give you a negative image of him, right? Because that's what that was about. That visual was about.
Right.
So here we gonna lay out all these women, both white. I think all of them were white. It was a couple that I think were like biracial, but everybody was white, honey, or biracial. Okay. So you had this whole thing laid out, whatever, and it's like, whoa, oh my gosh. Now, after all of this stuff, honey, they hunted and hunted and hunted to find some angle that they could take him to court about, that they could criminalize him about. Knowing the vast majority of these so-called women that he did whatever to, most of them dealt with him on numerous occasions. If somebody is raping you and drugging you, why do you keep hanging with them? I mean, I'm sorry. It's oh, don't question the victim. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Especially when it comes to black men, because there's so many lies that have been told on black men over the years. So yeah, you do question the victim. Just because somebody say something happened to them sexually don't mean it did. It does not mean it's true. So you had all of this going on. You had all of this happen, and these women kept going back, dealing with him, and all these women knew he was married. He's not no man that nobody know about. Everybody know Bill Cosby. This man is married. What were all y'all doing with him? And then you say he drugged me, he raped me, or he drugged me and did this, and you go back, and you go back, and you go back. So they looked for every angle to come at him. They found one type of angle, and they said they waited so long because there was a new prosecutor that came. They waited for a new damn prosecutor to come in because the prosecutor before that would not charge him because there was not enough evidence. There was really nothing there. So then all of a sudden, it's the new prosecutor, a white man, and they bringing him up on these damn trumped up charge, all of this bull crap they bringing up on him, on this damn elderly man at this point. And then everybody's out the woodwork. Oh, she did this and this. Listen, and I'm not trying to victim shame and all that. It don't have nothing to do with that. But it's about showing the difference in what they do and how they move. Harvey Weinstein and all these people, and this man is on down recording. Why are there no criminal charges being brought against him? Where are the criminal charges for all these white men? There are none. There are none. So they trying to make it like, oh, well, we calling out these, yeah, y'all ain't doing a damn thing. They still getting money. They ain't got no damn criminal charges against them. Ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody having nothing happen. Stop it. Stop it. But y'all gonna take this black man over here, and I'm not taking for no Bill Cosby. Trust me on that too. But I'm just calling a spade, straight up. So black women, get your head right. Get your head right and start opening your eyes to what these people are doing. These people are not your friends. They're not riding with you. And these women look for every opportunity to down black women.
Yeah.
If they so down with you, next time, black women, if they so down with you, and you got these white women trying to bond with you or unite with you over being women and all that, tell them that you want to make the same salary they make.
Mm-hmm. Why Amy Schumer?
Tell them to share their money.
Why Amy Schumer ain't stand up for Monique and demand that she get paid better?
Go ahead, Psycho. Exactly.
She ain't do that. Of course she didn't. She got hers. What she care?
That's a perfect example of what I was talking about. Y'all feminists and all that, because I done seen Amy Schumer. Her whole thing when she was coming out was about being a woman.
Yep.
Oh, well, I know I'm not, to their level and this and that, because she feels she was shorted as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, I know shouldn't be at their level, but I should get more.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could go say that funky fat white hoe, if you can go say that, why you ain't rocking with Monique then? Why you ain't come out against Netflix then?
Right.
Why you ain't sharing money with her then? Oh, well, here, could you imagine? I'm going to split my money with you.
Mm-hmm.
For woman solidarity. For the power of feminism. For the power of a female. But like you said, she ain't going to do that. She got hers. She got hers.
Mm-hmm.
She got hers. It was a thing I seen today of, and I'm going to move on, y'all, because I know I'm just very passionate about this stuff because it's just crazy. I just feel like a lot of sisters aren't getting it. And a lot of people in general, black people, are not getting it. I saw this thing today where one of the USA gymnastics doctors that was molesting. Now he got caught up on charges. But this was a gymnastics doctor, and he had basically did all kinds of stuff. Honey, all kinds of stuff to these young girls. Okay? Underage girls and everything. Now, he got, like, in the courtroom, they were showing, like, before he was sentenced, like, all the different girls, or as many who wanted to speak, whatever, they were allowed to speak, say what they wanted to say to him and this and that. And he basically abused his position, as they say. And I think it was one black girl. It was like, I don't even know how many. It was so many. It's a ton of these white girls, okay? Do you know they gave this man 175 years in prison? You don't mess with these white girls like that.
Yeah.
You did this to their precious white daughters, and you got flagrant with it. So they told him 175 years. Now, even when you look at the man, and he's going to be in prison for a long time, and he got a lot of time. But you look at the police officer who raped all those black women. They didn't sentence him in that same type of manner. And he raped these women. He did, now I don't think he raped the girls, but he was molesting them, with his hands, and he was doing all kind of stuff like that or whatever. And I'm just saying it's a vast difference in the way that black women are treated in this country, how we are done, how we are seen, how we are paid, all of the above. And it's so vastly different than the way that white women is. And I cannot understand, if they are so about feminism, why is there such inequality between black women and white women? So, wake up. black women, understand, honey, our fights are not the same, okay? Our fight over here is about blackness, straight up and down. Everything else will fall into place, or everything else we settle after that. The primary thing, the big thing, the pink elephant in the room is our blackness, point blank, period. And I think it definitely just go against, you know, it goes against us doing better. I don't like using the word progress, because to me there's no such thing as progress. Either you're equal or you're not. So I don't want to say progress, but it takes away from us collectively doing more, collectively being better. And I just think, you know, it's just time for black women to really wake up to that and understand the game that's being played. But I ran my mouth on and on and on. Is there anything else you want to say, Psycho?
No, you pretty much covered everything. I agree with everything you just said.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You know, I'm waiting for the Breakfast Club topic.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into that. Let me bring in this call first, because they've been waiting patiently. 313, Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace and love. Shakti Sterner here, editor-in-chief. Get This Wisdom magazine.
Hey.
You already know.
Peace, Black Power.
What's up, sis? You already know.
Hey.
Hey, you already know what time it is, sis. You brought up my favorite subject today.
Go right ahead.
I am about that thing. Okay, so here we go. Check this out. We dealing with psychologically broken people. We know this. We know what's wrong with our people. But when it comes to the black woman, and I love my sister, so don't ever take this as an attack against you. As Sister Renee is, I'm a passionate speaker also. Black woman, you out of your goddamn mind. Why do you keep running after this she-beast ass devil and trying to make her issues your issues? What she got going on with her master devil ain't got shit to do with you, black woman. But once again, here your black ass go running around this black woman like she actually care about you. What she did was manipulate your ass into hating your black man so she could take your black man from you. So you understand the scheme of things, black woman? No, you don't. You still want to be friends with this devil. You still want to wear her clothes, wear her hair color, her eye color. You want to try to be this devil. Well, she really envies your very existence, the natural beauty you were born with, and she done manipulated you into believing that every issue that she had with her devil, that we all were facing from her devil, was just yours and her plight and not your black man. So what you did, black woman, is you turned into the devil yourself and destroyed your own man and your own children, therefore giving acts of treason to your own kind to speak up for this black woman who never speaks up for you in anything that you do. Black women have been through so much in this country. We go through it all. We go through it all. But so do our black men. They go through the same things that we go through, just in different ways, and it's not more, because they are the most feared being walking the face of this planet. That's why the devil has manipulated the black woman into destroying the black man, because she is his biggest ally, but also his biggest weapon, and she can be his biggest downfall. And that's what the black woman has done in this country. But she don't see through her ignorance. She don't see through her pain. She don't see through her emotions to understand that her black man has been beat down for centuries upon centuries back into the slave field when he was going through buck breaking, just like she was getting raped. She asked him, "Where was you, black man? Where was you when I was getting raped, black man?" And he wanted to tell a woman, "I was getting raped too." But she was so blinded by her own pain that she couldn't see that her black man was being destroyed just as he is being destroyed now. and you want to run after this master devil and his she bitch, black woman, you going to follow that she bitch into your hell. And when it comes to Monique, that's my sister. But sister, you are wrong. Monique, you are making a mockery of the pain and the struggle that goes on in the black community every day. Okay, so they told you you weren't going to get $1 million. You weren't going to get the payment that this white broad got and that these other people got. Monique, you could have took that $500,000 and made your own damn movie studio. But you want to call on black people who ain't got $5 to help you with your cause, Monique? You should be ashamed of yourself, black woman. And I am not finished. That's why I waited patiently, Sister Renee, because you know how I am with the topic of feminism and how our sisters act as devil's advocates within this society. You know, I love my sisters. I know the pain of the black woman. I know the plight of the black woman because I am the black woman and I live her struggle. But let's get it clear, black woman. Quit being damn stupid. You're being stupid. You're too damn smart. You're too damn beautiful. You're too damn powerful to keep falling for the devil's okie doke. When you gonna wake up, sis? See, we've been pacifying each other far too long. We've been holding each other's hand far too long. We've been babying each other through this thing far too long. Now it's time for some tough love, sis. I'm gonna wake your ass up. I'm gonna get to your spirit, sis. See, you keep running around doing all this dumb shit, our babies and our men are going to be non-existent, and all that's going to be left is your ass taking up for that white woman like a dumbass lesbian like your woman do. See, you don't understand. When you preach feminism, you preach the hatred of the black man. You preach the hatred of the black child. You preach genocide. You preach the destruction of the black family. So therefore, black woman, you are one of the most powerful keys of the family structure, and you don't see it. When you gonna wake up to your beauty, black woman, and quit being fucking stupid? This is it. In this day and age, in 2018, there's too much knowledge out here, there's too much wisdom, and there's too much understanding. We are in the age of Aquarius, the age of information, the age of technology, for you, black woman, to keep following this she bitch to your demise. And you wonder why our men don't run to other races? You wonder why our men are being emasculated? Because you, black woman, have been the biggest source of pain and destruction in the black family unit. The devil ain't got to do nothing else. The devil ain't got to do shit. Because he done made you into his puppet, black woman. And I don't hate you. When I see you, I see me. I was the same destructive, poisonous ass black woman to my family. But I woke up to the truth. And I said I was no longer be used as a tool in the destruction and the demise of my people. So black woman, when are you going to do the same? I'm here. I'm ready. Let's get it. We can heal together. But as long as you still want to be this bad witch thinking you going to get somewhere, you're going to end up nowhere. Hence Monique. Monique thought that she was getting all that money, these millions. She was straight. I ain't heard shit from Monique in the hood. I done asked all around Baltimore, everywhere, what Monique done did for the hood. I want to know. Anyway, she ain't done shit. But now that she ain't getting what she think is her worth in dollars, we supposed to support her. She's a coon too. And Oprah, that is the biggest coon walking the face of this planet. I don't care what anybody say about Oprah overcame rape, overcame this, Oprah overcame that. Oprah has $1 billion+, meaning that she only lives off the interest of that money. She'll never be nothing less than a billionaire. And she could save Chicago. What is she doing in Chicago? What is she doing with the community in Chicago? They dying out there. They starving out there. What has Oprah done? Oh, she did a school in Africa. Really? Really, has she? What's going on with that school? Has anybody checked up on that school? Is that school still up and running? What has she done outside of that school for Africa? See, we have to stop celebrating these celebrities, family,
and thinking that they're doing something when they could be doing a lot more. But they are devil's advocates. They are tools in the destruction of the black family unit. And for all of you sisters thinking that you could run after these white women for their marches like you did when Trump first got elected, your dumb ass still doing the same shit, and your dumb ass is still going through shit at home. Your children are still starving. Your children are still suffering through a lack of proper education. Your men are still being murdered. Your men are still being put in jail. And what are you doing? Oh, I got my Remy. I got my nails done and my lashes, so I'm good. And the white bitch said, well, I should hate my black man, so I'm going to follow this bitch. Black woman, my heart breaks for you. But quite frankly, I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired of it, and our brothers are too. It's just they can't speak upon their frustration without your black ass calling the police on them and sending them to the devil. They can't speak upon their pain to the black woman and what she has done to him repeatedly, time and time again, because black woman, you ain't nothing but the devil, so you won't do nothing but destroy them further. So I speak on behalf of all black men in this country. Black woman, you need to get your shit together and shut the fuck up. And I'm done, sis. I'm done.
Let me sit back. And people was popping in the chat. All right. Well, I thank you, Sister Shakti. You wanna go ahead and plug?
Oh, thank you, sis. First off, shout out to my sister Renee Black. She's about the pinnacle, the best of the graphic designers you'll ever come across. Support her in her endeavors. I rock with her heavy. Any time of the night I'm in her inbox, look, sis, I need this done, and she don't give me no problems. It can be 5 on the morning. Get This Wisdom magazine, my baby, my love child, everything has. We just dropped our new issue, the Black Power Music Edition Volume 2. You can check out that, our previous issues at www.getthiswisdommagazine.com. Shout out to the 5% Connection. Renee also designed a flyer for that. We're going to be promoting that very soon. That's 5%ers, and they're starting a new movement of the younger generation. That's dope. Shout out to Hakim Shabazz Law and the powerful music he's producing out there, making moves with Master Killer and everything. Shout out to everybody that's doing the work and trying every day to get better, to break free of the mental shackles that we all suffer from in this country. I know it ain't easy, and for you to just try, I commend you for that. Thank you, Queen. You keep doing your thing, sister girl. I'm here and I'm rocking with you.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Shakti. You brought it. Honey, the chat was loving you. The chat was loving you. They was over there like, yeah, that's right. But yeah, thank you so much, sis. And I will be in touch with you. Okay, because I'm going to send you something shortly.
All right, beautiful stuff. I'm going to keep listening.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, family. Okay, so we got some things to get into. Let's go ahead and get into this, because I know I went on for a good minute. But I'm sorry, I just had a lot to get out about that. And let me also say this real quick. For all of these fools, y'all know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about, who will kind of call me feminist and call me these different names and all of this black man hate. They try it, okay? They're not going to be listening to this show, though. Okay? They're not going to be listening to this show because these people just want to jump on anything they can, and they look for ways to attack you and target you. So, whatever the case, I just want to put that out there. So, family, if you can, please share the show, especially if you know any sisters who kind of being disillusioned and they buying into this intersectionality thing, especially our younger sisters in college and things. Please reach out to them. But let's go ahead and get into this Breakfast Club. I have the clip of Amara La Negra. This is 4 minutes, or almost 5 minutes long. But this is a clip from her on the Breakfast Club, some of the more tense moments, I guess. If you have not seen it, man, it's pretty much gone viral. Everybody's been talking about it. Man, everybody has something to say about it, but it's basically in relation to colorism or blackism, and basically how Charlamagne and Envy, they seem to like be lost. So I'm gonna play this clip, then we're gonna come back and get into it. And let me just say this really, really quickly before I play the clip. Family, we have about 16 minutes left in the live stream. That means that if you want to call in and contribute to the conversation, you will not be able to do so. So you got 16 minutes to call in if you want to talk, if you want to speak. The call-in number is 319-527-6058, 319-527-6058, and press 1, and I will get to you. Okay, I'm going to play the clip, and then we're going to come back.
It's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, yesterday, Amara La Negra from Love and Hip Hop was on the Breakfast Club, and a lot of things happened after this interview. She discussed, in particular, being an Afro-Latina who's of a darker complexion and how difficult it's been for her in this business. Here is some of what she had to say.
The struggle is very similar. Obviously, they'll always pick the lighter, you know, they'll always pick the ones that look, like I said before, like J-Lo's and Shakira's and stuff before they look at us. Who cares if you're talented? Who cares if you're educated? You know, you're always going to be the last option. And that's just,
so it's just a symbol of beauty.
I don't see that. Like, I guess I'm uptown a lot. I'm in New York.
But you don't see it where?
I don't even see it in Hollywood no more. I feel like times have changed a lot.
Okay, but the same thing I go back to. For the most part, I'm coming from the Latin market into the American, and this is the struggles that we have.
Right, you can say
Sure,
you
it's
don't.
not in your mind.
It's not because you
Yeah, but
can
that's Love and Hip Hop. That's a storyline. And who the
But
Hollywood?
it's a true. But it's a true. Yeah, but it's a true storyline. Like, it's not even. We didn't have to fake it because it's the truth.
All right, well, after that, Laz and Charlamagne had a conversation on social media.
Oh, we actually had a conversation on the phone, but it
Well,
started on
this
social
is what we saw. You, my guy, this is Laz Alonso. You, my guy, but to question colorism in Latin America because Cardi B made it is like questioning it in America because Will Smith did. The problem exists. Turn on Telemundo, Univision, or look for any black women, Latin female artists on any Latin awards. You won't find them. The problem is worse in Latin America than it is here.
Oh, by the way, Laz Alonso called me yesterday to say my bad because he only saw the 60-second clip. And then once he saw the whole interview, he called me to have a conversation about the whole thing. Because I did not say anything about I did not use Cardi B to dismiss colorism in Latin America. You know how crazy that sounds?
Well, here is what you said about Cardi B with Amara La Negra.
Well, what is Cardi B?
Cardi B is Dominican, and I think she's
Guyanese
mixed with
or something.
she's mixed with something
How do you
else.
explain her? Cardi Chief was messed up. She came from the strip club. She
Yes, but
so-called
what?
ratchet and ghetto as hell. And now she's America's darling.
America's darling.
But she was our darling before America. So it's like, well,
Okay, so at the end of the
like
day,
Cardi. We like her. Like,
yes,
just like how I
but
think people like
she popped up in the American, not the Latin market.
You guys
And now the Latin market is accepting her.
She's lighter than you, too.
Why you look at me like that? I'm confused.
It's kind of.
I think the confusion with that right there was the simple fact that we were discussing the entertainment industry and she was discussing Afro-Latino. I didn't know she was talking about dark-skinned Afro-Latinos in that moment. I thought she was talking about Afro-Latinos prospering in the industry, period. That's why I said Cardi B.
Well, the thing that bothers me about the whole thing is I was listening to people sometimes, and when we were asking a question, people were like, oh, how could you ask it? Because I really don't know. I don't watch Telemundo. I don't watch Univision.
But you're Spanish.
Don't start that. No, listen, I am not.
But-
and that's another thing.
I'm
I'm not
not
Spanish.
black. I'm wholesale.
Don't listen to Charlamagne. Charlamagne jokes and says I'm Latino, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican, I'm everything, I'm Cuban. No, I'm not. I'm actually all
I'm
black.
accused of being Cuban.
But back to the rumor. Back to the rumor report. Cardi B obviously posted a message. I like her. She's obviously beautiful. This is the same message my sister's been trying to spread for a while, but it doesn't count because she's not so dark. So what I don't like is that they asked her if she feels that Cardi made it because she's lighter skinned, and she made a face basically insinuating yes. People F with Cardi because of who she is, not because she's light skinned. I think that's what Charlamagne was trying to say. I grew up from her same country, but the same hair and braids from the hood it has to become a stripper because it was hard for her to find a job because of her hair and color. People like her because she doesn't sugarcoat. That's why people like her, not because she's light skinned.
Listen, man, I don't care if y'all mad. If I don't understand something, I'm going to ask questions, period.
Absolutely.
And not once did we dismiss colorism or dismiss her struggle. I was just trying to understand what the struggle is. And the only thing I pushed back on was colorism in the entertainment industry, because I see women of color of all shades popping right now, especially over the past year. That's it.
Right, and she was discussing her own personal experiences, auditioning for things and being told she could play the role of a prostitute.
And it got all, and it was a conversation. All those issues got conflated, and it, I don't know. But
all right,
God bless Amara.
Hopefully this is a learning experience for everyone, and everybody's learning what the term Afro-Latina means. And
I'm trying, but I'm dumb. Okay, I didn't graduate. I didn't go to college.
I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right.
All right, and we're back. So yeah, you heard the clip there. I'm Psycho. You want to go in first?
Well, Charlamagne actually, you know, him and Envy did surprise me when I initially heard this interview. The way they was just so dismissive and acting so ignorant about the topic, you know, like they like, oh well, I don't see what you see, and I don't see what's going. And to hear Charlamagne turn around and say the next day, because apparently he got slammed, like everybody was killing him and Envy, social media and everything else. So I guess they had to come back and address it, you know, because he was getting killed that much. And then they tried to change the story up, like, well, I thought she was talking about, you know, just Latino, Afro-Latino, period. Like she said Afro-Latina. She was talking about dark-skinned Latinas. That's what she was referring to. Like why are you acting like you know, why are you playing dumb? Like you don't know what the hell she was talking about. You know exactly what she was talking about, because you even referenced how the entertainment, you just said it yourself, the entertainment industry, I just don't think is that serious in the entertainment. You really you don't, Charlamagne? You don't see the new black all over the place on television? Seriously? You don't see it? I mean, everywhere is the new black. Everywhere. I don't know what you looking at, but listen, you got a handful of dark-skinned people out there in Hollywood that's even actually known. The rest of them are struggling. You know, understand what I'm saying? Like, most of the time they'll get a dark-skinned famous person, they'll just recycle the same motherfucker over and over again, like the dude with the London dude with the eyes and all that crap and everything else. I forgot his name. I know he played Heimdall in Thor or whatever. They done recycled this dude a billion times. Like it ain't other dark-skinned dudes out there. But this is what they, you know, they grab hold of one, like they did with Wesley. Look what they did to Wesley in the 90s. They grabbed onto him. They wouldn't let nobody else in the door. They was like, nope, we got one. That's good enough. We just gonna keep recycling him over and over and over again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Like, but every time you see somebody new pop up, it's the new black. You know, it's an ass load of them. You can name them motherfuckers to the cows come home. You understand what I'm saying? So like, stop it. We gonna stop playing these little stupid games. He's sitting up here like, yeah, I don't know what they was talking about, and I think it's you know, he's just, like I said, they was downplaying it, then they was actually denying it. You know, because, you know, first it always starts off with the downplaying. First thing they do, they want to downplay it. Then they just get the straight denial. You know, then they make it seem like you're tripping. You know, you seeing shit that ain't there. It's the boogeyman. You know, this, that, and the third. Like, you know, like they was playing her out. Like oh well, you just mad because Cardi's up here because he's light skinned. Because that's what they was trying to get her to say. That's it. Because she actually didn't say it, but she referenced it. But they was trying to get her to actually say it so they can get their sound bite and say, you know, Cardi B made it because she light skinned, even though that's true. But that's what they was trying to do. They was trying to cause conflict between them two and everything else, even though she ain't the one who brought it up. They did. But, you know, if she was answering honestly, you know, and I'm sure if you saw the interview, you saw the expression on her face. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, let's be real. I mean, how talented is Cardi B? She's really not that talented. You know, if y'all sitting around mumbling a goddamn Cardi B song is because you got brainwashed. Because they done pumped that song in your head so many times the way you got it memorized, and now all of a sudden you think that song is hot because the only thing you're hearing, so it's stuck in your head. Like I can sit up here and I can sit you down, tie you up in a chair, play a 1950s commercial over and over and over again. Some old cheesy ass European howdy doody ass type commercial over and over and over again. 2 weeks later, if you hear that commercial on TV, you're going to start singing that commercial, saying that's my shit. You know why? Because you've been brainwashed. That's MK Ultra all in itself. That's what that shit is. And that's what they doing with Cardi B. She ain't hot. Everybody talking about, oh, she broke all these records and she broke she the first person that has 6 hits in the top 10 in this at the same time, and everything is at a third. Yeah. That shit is hollow. First of all, put an asterisk on that. Talk about she broke Beyonce's record. Well, yeah, the difference is when Beyonce did the shit, Beyonce wasn't all on features all over the place. Beyonce don't do features. Cardi B does features. That's why Cardi B is able to do all this, because everybody feel like they gotta have Cardi B on the song in order to get it played, because that's all the DJs want to play is Cardi B. And again, it ain't because she's hot, like lyrically, she's hot social media wise. She got all the followers. She got all the people chasing her around and this, that, and the third. She got the TV spot in the reality TV, Love and Hip Hop and everything else. Like, you know, she got the whole ratchet thing going and everything. You know, she's a world star hip hop fame. You know, like she's riding that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, that's what she marketed that shit to the point, because we are in the social media world now. We are in the social media world. The social media is what got Donald Trump in office, and it's what got Cardi B 6 singles at the same time in the top 10. You know, like we are in the social media era. If you survive in social media, if you can blow up in social media, you are somebody out here in real life. That's just the reality of the situation now. As crazy as that sounds, that's just what it is. And she was able to blow up social media wise because she's light skinned acting that way. Because if she was dark skinned acting that way, she would be played out. She would be a running joke. She'd be making a mockery of. They'd be making a mockery of her and everything else. Because every time a dark skinned black female acts a certain type of way, especially on these reality TV shows, they always paint her out to be the batshit crazy black female that's the poster child for what's wrong with the black females in our community. Every single time. Every single time. So we're going to stop playing these games. But Cardi B does it, who ain't even black, by the way. Let me throw that out there. But she's perceived to be black. You understand what I'm saying? She's perceived to be that. So I'm just going to judge her on that for right now. You know, like, she can act that way because she has lighter skin and everybody give her a pass. Everybody buy her records. Everybody support her. Everybody attack people for her and everything else. Like, she got all these little groupies running around her now. It's disgusting. Anyways, you know, that interview whole thing was a joke. Envy and them played themselves, especially Charlamagne. Charlamagne, I know you ain't sitting up here acting like you don't know what colorism is. When you sitting up here bleaching your skin over and over and over again, why are you bleaching your skin if colorism don't exist? Charlamagne, is it self-hate or is it a business move? Being that you saying that, you know, this shit don't exist within Hollywood, I'm assuming that it wasn't a business move. You did that shit over self-hate. Why? Because you received some form of colorism throughout the course of your life that made you self-conscious about the darkness of your skin. Let's stop playing these little stupid games. Anyway, I digress. I pass the mic to Renee. Do what you do.
All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. I was sitting up here getting the full post of Cardi B's sister. Cardi B's sister to Amara La Negra.
Because so many people was reporting, so many outlets reporting, oh, she dragged her, and she can't drag her. What you mean she blasted her? She dragged her. I'm talking about Cardi B's sister did that to Amara La Negra. So I was trying to get the whole Instagram post so I can read it to y'all. I'm trying to get it now, but yeah, I mean the thing about it is, you know, you're right on point, Psycho, because you know Charlemagne, he's sitting up there acting all confused and now you smart enough for everything else. You smart enough to do everything else, but you didn't understand what this woman was saying. Yeah, right. You sit there and scrutinize and criticize any and everybody for what they say, but you somehow all of a sudden lost your mind and you're clueless. No, I'm not buying that.
Seconds.
You just didn't want to. You just didn't want to rock with what she was saying. And let's be clear, Charlemagne loves Cardi B. Okay, Charlemagne loves Cardi B. He puts Cardi B on a pedestal. Like, let's be real about it. So because of that, you can look at the past interviews he did with her. He's always talking about her in a favorable light or whatever. She was our sweetheart. She wasn't my damn sweetheart. Who was he talking about? She was our sweetheart before she was the world's sweetheart. Yeah, okay, I guess he's talking about black folks. Yeah, all right. Well, she wasn't mine. So, yeah, speak for yourself. But anywho, so they sat up there and acted all crazy, you know, like they didn't understand what was going on. And, you know, oh, I'm clueless. And then, let's be clear, DJ Envy, he is a very light complexion black man, okay? Now, this is not saying all light-skinned black people do this or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm simply speaking about him specifically. And the thing about it is, sometimes some people who are lighter complexion, they feel that it's a indictment of them personally when they acknowledge or when they speak about issues with colorism. Because in our community, you know, light-skinned people tend to be favored, and especially in terms of attractiveness and desirability and things of that nature. Now, we know with black men, dark-skinned black men and this and that, but that's not always the case. But we know that in the black community, light-skinned and biracial people are always put on pedestals for the most part. So, anywho, he totally understands the situation. Why do you think he even asked, you think it's because of her color or because she's white? Why did he ask that? If he was so clueless, what made him ask her that question? He knew what the hell was going on, but they wanted to pit them two against each other because that's good for them. They in the business of talking about gossip and people, you know, beefing with each other and this and that. They in the business for that. So yeah, why not sit here and help to make a beef between these two? Oh, it's a kind of a thing of you just complaining because she's dark skinned. Cardi B made it. And let's be clear, like Psycho said, if Cardi B was dark skinned, honey, if Cardi B was, let's say, Sister Rashida's complexion, for those of y'all who know Sister Rashida, or I would just say Amara La Negra's complexion.
Mm-hmm.
If she was Amara La Negra's complexion, honey, everybody, she's ratchet, she's ghetto, she's hood, she would have never made it off of Instagram. Let me say that again. If Cardi B was Amara La Negra's complexion, she would have never made it off of Instagram. She would still be on Instagram or whatever other social media site doing her little videos, talking and stuff like she was doing on there. Okay? She wouldn't be on no TV show. She wouldn't be having no damn record deal. She wouldn't be at the top of the chart. She wouldn't be doing no damn song with Bruno Mars.
Right.
Because when you are very dark complexion, or you're brown or darker, you have to be 20 times as talented as somebody who's Cardi B's complexion. You got to be able to do everything in the book and do it well. And you cannot be ghetto. You cannot be ratchet. You cannot be doing the things. Man, especially Cardi B's teeth were shaped up, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine a dark skin, a dark chocolate complexion Cardi B with jacked up teeth, acting ghetto, acting hood, who's a stripper, and from the project. And tell me that that woman who will be that complexion will make it to the level Cardi B's at.
Right.
Y'all know damn well she wouldn't. Now, it's not the same, because people say, oh, well, they trying to say Cardi B don't work hard. Look, I guess she work hard or whatever she do. But, and let's not forget, she would not be engaged to no damn rapper from Migos who's popping and have a huge, big old diamond ring on her finger.
If she was just a regular old stripper from Miami without that social media following or being on TV and everything else, yeah, he wouldn't have put a ring on it. He would have hit it. He would have hit it and went off to the next girl. That's what he would have did.
Right, and I'm saying if she was dark skinned.
Oh,
you know, that's what I'm saying. If she was dark skinned, if she was a Mara La Negra complexion, wouldn't no Offset from no Migos be engaged to her? Like, stop it. Like, stop it, people. Now, it's not to say, like I said, that Cardi B don't work hard or whatever. She do what she do. Okay, she do what she do. However, don't get it twisted. Like, we know that her complexion help her. That's all. Help her. That's all that's basically being said here. But people want to act in denial. They want to act so clueless when it comes to this, and they know damn well the truth. And let's be clear. Cardi B, like Psycho was saying, she's not talented, y'all.
She's not. She's not.
Like, come on.
I mean, like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes to be talented nowadays. They, get some pole skills. That's it. You know, have somebody write you some lyrics, and you all of a sudden you nice. Like, how did that work? Like, how did we forget about Remy Ma that fast? Like, it amazes me how we just forgot about Remy Ma that fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, Remy Ma broke the internet earlier, about a year ago. Broke the internet, and like overnight they forgot about it and rode this Cardi B wave. Rode the fuck out of it. Like, what you call just mentioned in the chat, and it was true. They kind of just used Remy Ma as a bridge between the bridge from Nicki to Cardi. It's like, okay, we want to, you know, like they used to do this in wrestling. It was a famous thing they used to do in wrestling. They used to have like these little bridge champions or whatever. Like, when I was younger, Bob Backlund up here in the WWF used to be the champion, and Vince McMahon Sr., who was running the Wrestling Federation at the time, was ready to take the belt away from Bob Backlund and give it to somebody else by the name of Hulk Hogan, who was real hot out in Minnesota and had just got finished doing a Rocky movie, and he figured, you know, I can go ahead and put the belt on him and, you know, ride this little wave of him being on the movie, and we can make money together. But it's a problem because I got Bob Backlund as a champion, and he's a crowd favorite. And back then they didn't have two good guys fight each other, right? So they needed a bridge. They needed a bridge. They needed a bridge champion into some Iraqi Arab by the name of the Iron Sheik. That came in, had the belt for about a month. He beat Bob Backlund, had the belt for about a month. Hulk Hogan came in, beat him up for like 2 minutes, took the belt, and the rest is history. You understand what I'm saying? But the Iron Sheik was the transitional champion, and that's what that's how they treated Remy Ma. Like, she's the transition. Like, you know, like, we gonna take the belt from Nikki. We want to give it to Cardi, but we can't have these two light-skinned chicks going back and forth. So we need a bad guy in between to be the transition. Okay, let's find us a nice dark-skinned female. Okay, yeah, Remy, come here. Remy, come here. We need you to play the Iron Sheik real quick. We need you to get up here, get you some curly boots, shave your head bald, and learn how to do the camel clutch. Because, yeah, camel clutch the shit out of Nikki, and then lay down and let Cardi B leg drop you because we about to ride this Cardi B wave. That's what the hell happened.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely correct. Like, she was a bridge. So it's kind of almost, you can go in shade levels. So you got Remy Ma, Nicki, and then Cardi B. So you got the dark-skinned black woman. You got she bleached her skin. Nicki did. Brown skin, originally, woman. And then you have the light complexion, biracial, girl. So you got all of this stuff, and I think Nicki's biracial too. But anyway, you got all of this stuff that's going on, and they can transition it into somebody they want to be out there. This light-skinned girl, Cardi B. You had Remy Ma blow up at the beginning of 2017, like you said, where she did the track against Nicki or whatever, and then that was that pretty much. I mean, we know she's on VH1 and stuff, and that's cool. But she, even with all the things that she's done, she still doesn't have the same type of pull or stardom, so to speak, that Cardi B has. Do you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Remy Ma has a whole track record.
What?
Like, all the way up.
Remy been doing this for 20 years. Remy been doing this for 20 years, and she writes her own bars. And she got hot bars. She ain't sit up. She don't got some motherfuckers writing for her. She didn't have to get on no stripper poles to get her just due. None of that. She got her just due by killing tracks. That's how she got her just due. Cardi B had to get on reality TV and act extra ratchet in order to get attention. So let's stop playing games and talking about Cardi B's talented. No, she is not. Y'all done lowered the level of what talent is nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers think being on TV is talent. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all give people credit for being famous just for the sake of being famous. They ain't famous for nothing really other than just being famous. Like, well, what do you do? Well, what do you do? Nothing. I just TV and reality. And well, what do you do on it? They kind of just take these cameras and follow me around and this, that, that. Well, you need to find something else to do. Well, you know, I mean, you know, I rapped one time at a high school talent show. You know, somebody write me some bars. You could put me up in the studio. Maybe I could be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And this, that, and third. That's how the shit works. You know, like if that don't work, then like, but that's how you ever watch these Love and Hip Hop shit? They tell on themselves. You see these motherfuckers, they ain't got no skills, no nothing. They just come out of nowhere, straight out the stripper club, wanting to rap. Because it's just an easy motherfucking way. Like, because all you gotta do is have somebody willing to work with you, make a beat, write your stuff, and all you gotta do is just know how to perform it. If you know how to perform it, then you're good. Like rap, like that's the problem. You got rappers out here. It ain't no more MCs. You understand? Like Remy Ma is an MC. Cardi B's just a fucking rapper. You understand? Like anybody can be a fucking rapper. I can get your 6-year-old nephew and make him a rapper overnight. Anybody can be a rapper. All you have to do is know how to motherfucking regurgitate somebody else's bars, and there you go. You are a rapper. That's what a rapper is. All right? It don't take no talent to be a rapper. Trust.
Right. Yep. That's correct. I mean, dang it, for whatever reason, I had a lot of trouble. I had a lot of trouble finding her full Instagram post. I guess she deleted it or whatever. But, so then I was having trouble finding it. But part of the part that was not on, I had a lot of trouble finding the full Instagram post. I guess she deleted it or whatever. But, so then I was having trouble finding it. But part of the part that was not on, I had a lot of trouble finding the full Instagram post. I guess she deleted it or whatever. But, so then I was having trouble finding it. But part of the part that was not on Okay, this is the part I could find because everybody kept just having the beginning part of her comment. So she said, I wanted to take 10 minutes of my day, and that's long enough, or something. That's long enough. Much love to baby girl. I think she's stunning, but by some people, what? But by some people need to quit it with the shit. Like, I done been through shit personally. My effing natural hair is enormous, and I had to lower it for work. That's why my hair is so heat damaged. Now, because what? Because it wasn't accepted, and also looking for a job was effing hard, and other girls will show the first because of where they're from and what they look like. And for people to say we don't know how it effing feels, it's a slap to my mother effing face. But I know I'm proud of my hair, skin, and color, and where my parents were from. That ain't stopped me for ish. Because what I really wanted to do, I'm doing it now. See, let me tell you something. See, that right there, that was from Hennessy, Carolina, which is Cardi B's little sister. She's so pretty. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. But see, this is what was on right there is one of my problems with this colorism conversation. Is that people always make it about them. And in terms of when you have the conversation, because really this is darkism, okay? So let's call it fade of fade. Shout out to Rashida Strover. But this right here is darkism. So in this particular situation, in talking about Amara La Negra, what she's gone through or going through because of her skin complexion, here comes this girl, Cardi B's sister, who totally went off on a tangent in the wrong direction about this. And then she turns around and makes it about herself and makes it, that's why my hair is so heat damaged. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? That's why your hair is so heat damaged because my natural hair is so big and this and that. Honey, this issue we talking about is beyond that. And you cannot compare the struggles of colorism to saying, oh, well, I have to straighten my hair out. Okay, I understand that or whatever. But let's be real about it. When we're talking about complexion, the darker you are, the harder you have to work. That's just it. Point, period. Point, what is it? Point blank, period. That's it. You have to work harder being darker. Why does that threaten you to the point you gotta try to clap back? It's nothing to clap back at. This girl didn't come in no damn Cardi B. But if you see the video, when he asked her about it, she just kind of looked like, well, she wasn't trying to egg on, you know, talking about her or trying to make Cardi B look bad and all this. No. She just telling it like it is. She didn't say that Cardi B don't work hard or she did this or she slept her way. She didn't say nothing like that. She didn't even bring up as far as anybody else's color. They injected Cardi B's name into the conversation because they were looking for an angle to do two things. One, to cause further dissension or issues there. I'm not saying it was issues ever, but to cause issues between them. And secondly, so that they could play crazy when they know damn well what colorism is and that it exists. And I'm pretty sure they play into it. I know they play into it. Just say what it is. So, I mean, it was just ridiculous to me. You know, hearing the things that they had to say. Charlamagne has bleached his skin. Like, if you go back and look some years ago at his skin, and he had really dark marks and stuff all on his face, honey, that boy been sitting up there getting them skin treatments and using he probably been doing those pills and using the different stuff. It's like a somewhat of an acid, but not really, but it kind of takes out the first layers of your skin. He been doing all kind of stuff. Let's keep it 100, okay? So you know damn well you have some issues, it seems, with that. You know you always rocking with Cardi B. And so you wanted to shoot down what this woman had to say. Mm-hmm. and then play dumb. I didn't know what she was talking about. I thought she was talking about Afro-Latina. Shut up. And then if you want to talk about the Afro-Latina thing, but Cardi B didn't come out doing that type of music. She came out doing hip-hop or whatever you want to call it, hip-hop.
Yep, hip-hop.
That's what, yeah. Like Psycho was saying the other day, she came out doing hip-hop. That's what she came out doing. So she didn't come out going into the Latin market. And then this is another thing that pisses me off. When Laz Alonso or what have you was responding back to Charlamagne, which that's what's up that he did. Because he was on point. Except I didn't like that he said it's worse in the Latin market. No, it's not. It's worse, period. It's worse all over the place.
Yeah.
I get tired of that, and that's because that plays into that thing like, oh, it's so post-racial, or oh, it's so, the colorism ain't really a big issue in America. Yes, it is. So when he said, oh, it's a bigger issue in Latin America, I don't think so. I think it's a big issue among black people, period.
Facts.
Like, let's be clear. Colorism is rampant, honey. It's rampant across the board, and it's rampant in America, heavy. And just because he tried to, Charlamagne tried to name, like, SZA and, what's her name, from Insecure, Issa Rae. He tried to name, and what does that mean? That means what exactly? Like, Laz Alonso said, which I like what he said. He said that would be like people saying racism in America is not bad because, look at Will Smith.
Right.
So because we got Will Smith and we got Idris Elba and we got these athletes that make all this money and all this, so that means it's no racism in America? That means oh look, we had a so-called black president. Well, I guess racism's over. So what the hell do you mean because Issa Rae and SZA or something are in the industry? That means colorism don't exist because they in the industry? Please. If SZA was light complexion, that sister would have been out a long time ago and she would be getting pushed way heavier than she's been pushed. Let's make that clear. And as far as Issa Rae, she would have had way more push than she had. That sister is talented. She had to go through putting all of that together herself. She did a lot of groundwork on that. Let's be clear. And she had to work 10 times as harder and be 10 times as good so that she could get looked at like by somebody like HBO or whatever. So that's even a further testament to the colorism that exists. You can have light-skinned, like we just talking about Cardi B, who don't have no talent, who ain't put nothing really together, and they can make them into a star.
Yep.
They can make them into a celebrity and so they can get money.
All you need is a certain look. That's all you need.
Thank you. They will make you one. If you're not one, they're willing to make you one. If you fit the criteria for what they're trying to do, come on down. And the lighter your skin is, the easier time you're going to have with that. So, yeah, it was just disgusting. Me and Psycho, you already know, we've talked about this topic so much. Last year was that whole debate situation on Sarnetta, which I had to call in and go off on. And it's just been a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, me and Psycho went through so much stuff last year behind colorism. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, we was doing streams arguing with people, and trying to. It just boggles my mind how people get amnesia.
Yeah, it just amazes me. Like seriously, like they really. And you know, it's funny because I was just watching an unsung episode the other day. They had an unsung episode, and it was the one about the different world. It was Unsung Hollywood about different world, and they was talking about a specific episode they did, and I remember that episode about the mammy and everything else with and everything. And they was up there talking about colorism and everything else, and they was, you know, admitting to colorism. Wow, surprise! Some people that actually didn't deny it. Some people that actually was acknowledging it. You had a biracial mixed woman who played Whitley was Jasmine Guy.
Oh yeah.
Jasmine Guy sitting up there saying, "Guess what? Big secret. We treat light-skinned people different, better than we treat dark-skinned people." And she know this, that, and third. Like she just came out and just said it. I was like, oh well, at least you could admit it, you know. And this is a biracial woman who's admitting it. But you get somebody who's black, but just so happen to be light-skinned, and they'll be like, man, I don't know what you talking about, man. You bug it out, man. That shit is in your head, man. Yep. That's just blah 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 and everything else. Like, stop it, man. We're gonna stop playing these little stupid games. So she sees it, but you don't. Come on now, we're gonna stop playing.
You know, and then the other one that kills me is when people say, "Damn, people still on that? People still on that?" Okay, so when was black people supposed to get over that? Can you just point it out to me, like when this was supposed to be over? Like, when is it that black people transcended colorism? Like, I would like to know. And y'all still talking about? And y'all who's still doing that light and dark skin? See, now this is where sometimes some of our people do sound like white folk.
Yeah. Because
basically they're just telling you to suffer in silence.
Yeah. Shut the heck up. I don't want to hear about it.
When you talk about it, it sounds comfortable for me. Because either I'm light-skinned or because I practice colorism or sometimes both. Or because I'm dark-skinned and I don't want people to see me as a victim or see me as woe is me.
It's ridiculous.
So it's like, just shut up about, don't say nothing about it. Don't say nothing. It can still go on. If people can still do what they do, if people still bleaching their skin, using cancer-causing chemicals, black babies are still pointing out the lightest baby as the pretty one and the nice one, and the darkest one is the ugly baby and the bad one. But don't say nothing about it.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Oh, all right, y'all. So we're getting close to the end because there's like a billion things I got to do tonight. But I did want to talk about Monique for a minute, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Oh, let me go back to my screen to see what's popping. But yeah, I have like this little short clip of Monique and her husband. I think it's like 3 minutes or something. It's very short. And it's basically, it's basically them. I just thought it was interesting. I want y'all to hear it. Like I said, it's not long at all. And this is what we need to hear. And this is, as far as what she has to say on her husband. But I want to play this real quick. And then we can talk a minute about that. I wanted to give my 2 cents real quick on that because Psycho did a great show the other day. And we're going to talk about this too. But let me play this clip. Oh, it's too, how about? Okay, yeah, it's not long. So I'm going to play this clip and then we're going to come right back.
Not allow her to pursue with me. She said, when you want men, you allow your wife to do what it is that she wants to do, and you inspire her, and you allow her to live out the dream. we need to admire one another as our family. And as long as we have the admiration of our family, kids, my wife, we've already won. Netflix, they don't have to do nothing. We're going to move on. It's all good. But what we're trying to say is, if we look out for one, we should look out for all. My bad, baby.
No, my daddy. And see, I have a gentleman, a husband, and he won't say the things that I say because he's a gentleman. And I've taken the charge. I've taken the charge of being loud. I've taken the charge of being pesky. I've taken the charge of being ratchet. I've taken those charges. But when I sit next to a king, and that king says to me, Mama, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm going to say it the best way I can say it. And see, when my sons sit at the dinner table, and their daddy begins to explain to them what their mama is dealing with. And our boys look at their daddy and they look at their mama and they go, wow, we're so proud of y'all. So, when y'all want to question me, why I call me daddy, let me tell you why I call me daddy. Because he raised me, goddammit. See, if this man wasn't on my side, do you know how many motherfuckers people would have been? Do you know how many coons people would have been? Do you know how happy I would have gotten? Don't y'all know I would have been right? Don't y'all know I would have been right? But this man is teaching me to have sympathy and love. This man is saying to me, Mama, for the black woman who won't stand for you, I'm going to need you to love him through it. He's saying to me, Mama, for the black man who won't stand for you, I'm going to need you to love him through it. Now, I want to say, fuck them niggas. But this man sitting next to me saying, I need you to learn sympathy and patience. So for y'all, and when the question shit, I get it, because you ain't seen your mama's loved by nobody. I get it. See, I'm going to say it because it's on my heart. See, everybody talking about Oprah Winfrey for president. And we are rallying behind her. The black women are saying, yeah, but let me ask y'all a question. Whenever did she rally behind us? When? What award show did she get up on the stage and say, hashtag me too? What sister is it? And I want to say this, please. Jada Pinkett Smith, let me say something to you. Me and you come from the same place called Baltimore, Maryland. And me and you know what it is to walk on the streets of our city and see inequality. Because we come from the same cloth. So I want to thank you, baby, for standing. And like she said, y'all may not like how she said it or the way she said it, but goddamn it, she said it. Because I will ask any of y'all uncourageous answers whenever has change happened with fucking silence. Whenever has a difference been made and we didn't say shit. So y'all scared niggas out there, keep being scared. Then you're asking me, and see, y'all are asking me, and I appreciate the question. I appreciate John Mary.
All right, so that was a little clip of Monique and her husband from their radio show, I guess yesterday or earlier today or yesterday, one of the two. Anywho, so yeah, you heard some things in there. Basically, her husband was crying at the beginning. It didn't play, all that was being said before that. But I guess he was upset behind her, like a support, I guess, that she's getting or what have you. And I guess that some of the things that black men have been saying to her about her, what have you, I'm not sure. And then, she said the things she had to say, and she talked about Oprah and everything. And, which I thought was 100% on point. However, with the Jada Pinkett thing, whatever, I don't care for her. I guess she is standing with Monique or what, I don't know. But anywho, or maybe she's talking about the Oscar thing, I don't know. But whatever the case, I wanted to say,
basically how I feel about this situation. I'm losing my voice, but with Monique, I say that I stand with her because I understand the overall situation, like what I was speaking about earlier in terms of the whole feminist thing, and then showing how different black women's issues are. Again, it's perfectly illustrated between her and Amy Schumer. And Amy Schumer has not had her back on anything. She's a fellow woman in the industry. She's getting shortchanged like you thought you were. So we have to have each other's back. You know what I mean? And that's just what it has to be. That doesn't mean that everything the person does is right or correct. It's where I can see where she's coming from. I know that $500,000 is a lot of money to her, but in terms of the job that she's doing for her field and for what she should be getting paid with all of her accolades and everything, it's not fair. It's not fair, and it's not right and exact. So because of that, I support what she's doing. I support what she's saying. Sometimes we get into this thing of what are they doing for the black community and this and that. And trust me, I understand those things. I don't sit here and just rock with celebrities just to be rocking with them and this and that. But I will say that for some of the things I've saw, especially with the whole thing with Lee Daniels and her, I feel like Monique was standing on integrity on a lot of things. I feel like she really is standing on integrity in a lot of things. And because of that, like I said, I will rock with her. So like she said, she's taking the charge for being a lot of different things. And and ultimately I know that she's treated more negatively because she is a dark-skinned black woman who, you know, when she was heavy, she lost a lot of weight. But initially, that's the whole thing. She's a dark-skinned, and a lot of times in their way, they see it, she's a mammy. She's a mammy-type caricature to them in terms of white supremacy. And they feel like, who are you? We don't have to pay you anything, mammy.
Right.
You know, and it's a bigger picture, y'all. I get that what y'all saying on the surface of things and this and that. That's cool. Every situation, though, is not going to be all the ducks are in a row. You're going to have some situations, okay, well, I may have some conflict with this person about things that I like or dislike that they do, but for the principle of the situation, then you have all these people talking about, well, they need to start their own companies and this and that. I totally agree with that. But at the same time, I think it's important to be realistic as well. And to be realistic, hella black people do support Netflix. To be realistic, it's been a lot of black dollars put into that company. To be realistic, if they paid these other people and this other couple was able to negotiate, then she should be able to negotiate, or she should be able to speak on the same thing. But see, what happens is we have this mindset that everything black people do, we're wrong. It's always our fault on some level. So what I see a lot of black folks doing is finding a way to not have to talk about white supremacy, to not have to talk about the racism that exists, and to just say, well, she should be making her own studio, as if it's that easy. As if it's that simple, because she got a couple of dollars. She ain't got no Tyler Perry money or whoever money. People act like that's just a simple task to go and start a whole thing like Netflix. Cut the bullshit, black people. Excuse my French. I get tired of that. Yeah, we do have to go and develop and do it. I get that. But in this situation, it's not like there's something that's immediately plausible. She don't have the money to have no damn her own studio and all this stuff. So in this case of where other people have been able to negotiate, she tried to negotiate. And they straight up lowballed her. Straight up. Ain't no other way to spin it. They lowballed her. So I don't want to keep hearing this crap about we got to start our own. Yes, we do. But many people are saying that just so they don't have to talk about the systematic racism that exists. Just so that they don't have to talk about how she is characterized as a mammy. And a mammy is definitely undeserving of $1 million or $2 million. People don't understand how these archetypes are created and they put into certain, they're put into certain categories in certain ways. So then in dealing with them, this is how they're going to view you, and then that's how they're going to pay you, and that's how they're going to treat you. So again, I support her in saying what she's saying. People want her to shut up and sit down and be quiet about it. Now, when you had Kaepernick, well, what Kaepernick did, you had some people who talked about starting their own league. I know me and Psycho talked about how the need for that to be done and stuff, and I understand that. You know, as a collective, as we talked about, it will be a collective process with many putting together to create a league. Because it's not going to be able to be done by one football player. Okay? However, I noticed that with that Kaepernick thing, you didn't have as many people saying that, though. You had all these people talking about how they stand with Kaepernick, how the other players need to make sure they stand with him. Them same people who were saying they stand with Kaepernick are now the same people who are telling Monique, well, you should be having your own studio. You didn't say that to Kaepernick, though. So, anywho, it's a lot of damn nonsense, okay, going on. It's a lot of just white supremacist rhetoric, people saying and don't even realize it. So, for it being what it is, I support Monique and what she's doing. I understand where she's coming from. You know, as much as I can. I'm not in her shoes, but, you know, I can empathize with what she's saying. Just having dealt with things at my job or at my work over the years, and you feel like you're not getting what you deserve. I'm pretty sure plenty of black people can feel like that, okay? Like, let's be clear, y'all, all right? Goodness, there was one more thing I wanted to say about it, but I totally forgot. But yeah, y'all, please check out Psycho's show on this. Of course, it's on his channel. That show was super dope. He did it the other night, a live stream, and he really broke down her resume, and he broke down a lot of the finer points of the issue, and I thought it was really, really excellent. And what is it gonna hurt you? Like, I know that I have supported Netflix on this show before. I've done a whole show on Black Mirror, which Black Mirror is a Netflix show. However, you know, I see the bigger picture to this equation. And for the fact of the matter of what this is, I can and am willing to support Monique Connect. And it's really that simple. It's really that simple. But again, people are allowed to feel however they feel based on how they see it. You know, they have that right, and they're not forced to support her or not support her. So that's all I have to say on that. Psycho, you want to say anything?
Yeah, actually I do. I don't want people streaming my stream on their channel. Alright? You need content on your channel, think of something, and create your own content. What's the purpose of you going to your channel to live stream something that I'm streaming right now? If other people's cool with you doing that, that's alright. I'm not cool with it. I appreciate if people in the future do not do that. Alright? You want to make response videos or something that you hear here, that's fine. But trying to live stream while I'm streaming or my stuff, no. I'm not playing that. Alright? Now, I'm not playing these little stupid fuckery games. Take y'all fuckery somewhere else. This ain't that. Alright? We do our own content here. We don't live stream other people's streams. We don't do none of that. Don't do it here.
I'm snapping at y'all now. What? All right, Psycho, go ahead, brother man. Yes, he let y'all know what it is, okay, and what it's gonna be. All right. Well, with that.
My bad. I ain't mean to change the narrative, but that I'm sitting up here. What the hell? What the hell is this?
Well, no, it's all to the good. It's all to the good. Well, y'all, I want to say thank you to all of the people in the chat. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. Please share the show if you can. Please share, especially to a feminist near you. Okay? And, yeah, I'm like, got a billion things to do. So I do need to go. But, y'all were dope. I will just make sure I shout out everybody that I see. What's up to Water Sniper? What's up, Sister Lashee? What's up, my Nikki? What's up, Lovely? What's up, Muchacha? What's up, Cheap Holiday? What's up, Bobo? What's up? Not miss anybody who's in there now? I don't think so. I mean, I just scrolled a little bit. What's up, Blessed with Melanin? What's up to Megalodon? What's up to... Okay, yeah, that's as far as I go back for now. What's up to Jay? So, peace to everybody. Again, much love, y'all. Yeah, check out for sure the show Psycho did on Monique. And you can check out any of our shows. Of course, pretty much all my shows recently for a good minute now on Psycho's channel. And also some of my older shows, if you want to check out the archives, you can go to blogtalkradio.com/The Rundown with Renee. I will go ahead and give myself a plug, because I don't know, I don't be doing it or what have you, but if you guys are in need of any graphics, any flyers, logos, anything like that, your social media banners, you do music, cover art, if you got books, cover art, I do all of the above. Holler at your sister. You can contact me if you're on Facebook, facebook.com/Renee Black Graphics. I did the flyers tonight. I do all of the flyers. I did my little face logo on there. All of the stuff that you see. Well, Psycho, I didn't do his logo, which his logo is super dope. But I can't take credit for it. But yeah, I do all the flyers and everything. So holler at me. And other than that, thank you, Psycho, as always. And I'll throw to you.
All right, yeah, I want to shout out everybody that was listening tonight. Everybody out in the live chat, Muchacha. Let's see, Dimples was good. Lovely was going on. Nikki, Lashee for you, Chief. African Black Chaos was here earlier. Shorty Want was here earlier. Back to Love was here earlier. Let's see, Melanin TV was here earlier. I'm trying to remember everybody. Shout out to everybody that was showing the kid love, respecting the platform. You know, the people that disrespect the platform, yeah, this ain't the place for you. You know, go steal somebody else's content. But other than that, you know, I want to say peace and black power to everybody. If you haven't already, please click like, subscribe, share, and you know, if you're a hater, please click dislike, unsubscribe, and kick rocks. Do me let's see, hit the bell so you can be notified if you're a supporter. Please make sure you check out the other channel, The Black Building. Links in the description. For the people that was asking me before, I finally have a PayPal. The link will be in the description for that too. If you're interested in supporting the channel, if not, that's cool also. It's there if you want to support. Like Renee said, make sure you hit her up. Renee Black Graphics on Facebook. Like she said, she does all kinds of logos, designs, and she'll take care of you for a good price. I want to once again shout out everybody that was listening. Peace and Black Power. I'm out.